WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with you for another segment of Activated Mornings program on WEFM. Good morning, Lyf.
Good morning, Roleza. Good morning, Maka.
Morning.
Yes. How are you guys this morning?
We good? How are you?
See, we met news.
We met news and you make news.
You're taking yourself out?
Oh.
Well, I received yesterday.
All right, no, something you shifted and something went. I hear the top. Talk again. All right, so Lyf encountered a little bit of a technical issue, so we will we'll await his return. All righty, so just a reminder that this is our commentary segment with Lyf Compton. I'm not quite sure what we're talking about this morning, but as soon as he comes back, we will know.
Roleza, didn't know you make news?
Yeah. Yeah. So from as I was saying, from the segment yesterday, I received some calls. One from somebody in Canada, one who said that people in the Southern Grenadines usually receive 10,000. People in Myra receive $10,000 vouchers, and they didn't use the vouchers for what they were supposed to be used for. They wanted windows, and they said the windows were too small, so they gave them vouchers, and they didn't use the vouchers, right? That was one because the other call spoke about some people not wanting to help themselves, and that is what created the problem. Some of them can't help themselves. The vouchers, I don't understand the situation with the vouchers, because if you're giving vouchers to do something, $10,000 vouchers to use at a specific place, I guess the person is saying they probably got $10,000 vouchers to use at hardware stores and they to buy the rest stuff for the house, but they probably use the vouchers to get other stuff, right? One of the call was about, singing for your supper and your talk. All of a sudden,
for your supper?
yeah. I had
But how would you be singing? Anyway, all right, go ahead.
I don't understand that part.
Somebody called this morning and say buy a stool.
But the person actually gave you commendations because, okay, we know that before you were speaking, you sounded more like you were in favor of the ULP administration, right? So what the person also said was that they gave you commendations for speaking out against it. And I remember last night you asked me if what was reported was what was said, right? And I told you, gave you my response in terms of how it is that it came across to me, the inference that was being made.
Not how it was reported was said. I said the headline. Headline. I had a problem with the headline, not what was said in the article.
Okay.
Because if I said everything that was said in the article, I said, but I had a problem with the headline because I wouldn't have used that headline.
Okay.
That's the only problem I had.
All right. So just so everybody to understand what we're talking about, there is a headline on Eyewitness News that says ULP government covered up true situation in Southern Grenadines. Says journalist.
And it says journalist. Right. So I had a problem with the headline, nothing else. You understand?
Okay.
And then I got another call from somebody who was involved in the process trying to explain so many things that happened. So I told the person what they should do is call in and explain so many things that happened. Because I'm giving my perspective and I'm not backing back from my perspective. That's my perspective. I don't have a problem with the article, I have a problem with the headline.
Okay.
Because everything that said was the article, I said, obviously. And I'm not backing down from that, but the headline was different. And then in relation to somebody said about supporting something. As I said before many times in the past, I do not support anything blindly. And if I see something, I will speak about it. Hence, this morning, I want to talk about something. I don't have a lot of time. I just said 6 minutes. But
go ahead, I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Right. So for the first time ever, the opposition has submitted the exact amount of questions they're supposed to submit. I did not even know this. I learned a lot about the parliamentary process when the opposition leader spoke a few days ago. So he said that there are 3 of them, and they are each entitled to submit 7 questions. So they are submitting 21 questions for the government to answer. So the 21 questions were submitted for the first time ever. That is what he was saying, that first-time members are submitting the full amount of questions. That was one historical difference, right? The second historical difference is that for the first time ever, questions have been, first time ever been reported. I don't know if it happened before. Questions are being rejected by the Speaker of the House of Assembly before they reach the House. I don't know if this has ever been done before. What I can recall is that a few years ago, the opposition New Democratic Party at the time had tried to bring a motion of no confidence in the House, and we all know how that went with Speaker of the House Jomo Thomas allowing the Unity Labour Party government at the time to change it to a motion of confidence instead of a motion of no confidence. And then we all saw, I don't know if you all remember this.
I remember.
Right. So we all saw what happened after that, the whole back and forth or whatever. And then Speaker Jomo Thomas said that he made a mistake or whatever. So I don't know if now by the questions being rejected, if it's some form of karma. I'm not gonna say revenge or retaliation. I'm saying karma because I believe in karma. Because I don't know what is in anybody's head or anything. But what I find strange is the questions that are being rejected. It makes no sense to me as a layman looking in. Right? Because these are questions. One of the questions being rejected is the swarming flies question, where the opposition leader is saying that he's seen an increase of flies in the country. I have also seen an increase of flies. There is an increase of flies in the country. I've seen it. I'm seeing it. So why would a question like that be rejected? Isn't it better for the Minister of Health to come to Parliament and say, there is no increase of flies, or yes, there's an increase of flies and we are looking into it. The sanitation department is looking into it. Why reject that question? That is baffling to me. The context in which the question was rejected, I read what was said, but I don't make any sense. These are questions to be rejected. And an important question that's being asked is the role of Dr. Godwin Friday's son, Nicholas Friday, in government, and if he has been sworn to secrecy. Because the Prime Minister said last year that his son is helping, his son is like his aide, and he's helping him with certain things. So why reject a question like that? Just come to Parliament and sit. Answer the question people want to know, because is it a situation, as somebody said, does he hear everything that is going on? Is he there when national secrets are being spoken about, security issues being spoken about? Just come and say whatever the situation is. Just say no. When these things are being discussed, he leaves the room. Or yes, he has taken the oath of secrecy. He's not privy to certain information. He's just a personal aide on issues like he spoke about him being good with computers or whatever. I don't see the reason why the questions are being rejected. It's just really strange. I don't think that has ever been happened, because these are questions that people want to hear about. There's a question about the prisons that is also being rejected, and they said 2 from Carlos. I didn't read the 2 from Carlos that are being rejected. Why are the questions being rejected? People want to know the answers. It's simple questions. Just say yes, just say no. And the answers are not supposed to be exceedingly lengthy or whatever. Some are for oral answers, some are for written answers or whatever. What is the reason that these questions are being rejected even before they get into the House? It just leaves people to wonder, what is there something to hide? Is there something to hide? It's just really strange. I have never heard all my years in journalism that the opposition complained that questions they were sent was struck out. I think one incident, and what usually happens is that the member of Parliament himself says, okay, tell the speaker, well, I take back the question. I withdraw the question or whatever. I've heard politicians say in the House, I withdraw the question. I've heard Major Sinclair Likat do it. I have heard other politicians take back withdraw questions for various reasons. Some maybe one the question, maybe the government at the time will say this question was asked to the wrong member of the House, and then the opposition say, okay, yes, we asked the wrong person, we will draw the question. Maybe the question is answered in one of the questions that was answered before. So the member who posed the question will say, okay, Speaker, I withdraw the question because it was answered in that question. But I've never heard about questions being thrown out like that. That's weird to me. And what is there to hide? You know what I mean?
All right, so let me, I'm being informed. Can I say I'm being informed by who?
Go ahead.
It is a normal and regular thing for questions to be rejected before reaching the floor of the House.
Who says that?
Kenton.
Yes. Oh, report, huh?
Kenton. Let me.
Oh, well, okay. It's normal, but.
Let me.
But,
Kenton. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So.
Kenton here.
So
go ahead, Kenton.
Good morning, Lyf, and good morning to readers. I didn't mean to butt into your comment.
No, that's okay.
I just wanted to say that it's a normal and regular thing for questions to be rejected before they reach the floor of the House. In fact, one of the last persons to complain about that bitterly was MP Leacock. He had submitted some questions, and the Speaker asked him to make changes to some and rejected others. So I'm not commenting on the validity of the Speaker's decision on these questions, but I'm just saying factually that it is not an unusual thing for that to happen.
Right. I did say that I heard Major Leacock prefers the major than the honorable. I did hear Major Leacock say that he withdraw questions or whatever. But I don't know it is actually a regular thing, because if it is a regular thing, as you said, then probably questions that are rejected or asked to be changed by the Speaker aren't very important questions that the Member of Parliament insists on having heard. But
right, let me ask a question here. So morning, Kenton, proper morning. Is it a case where given, and as Lyf said, it was the first time I'm learning that there are 7 questions. Each person on the opposition side has the opportunity to ask 7 questions each. Is it a case where, could it be a case where it's 21 questions would just be too many questions to answer?
that can't be the case, because that's the rules.
The thing is, right, there are 3 questions for oral answer and 4 questions for written answer.
So that's 12 in Parliament itself.
Yeah,
right.
So, I mean,
it can't be too much.
I think an MP would decide
which you want for oral.
You want to ask a question for oral answer, or if you want to ask any written answer, because I mean, I would believe that a lot of this has to do with politics, and the written answer, who really gets to hear it or read it, you know.
Okay.
I mean, you make up your minds. There's sometimes, you see, Parliament is an interesting place, right? Because there are days on which the opposition motion is supposed to take precedence, and you submit questions, and the government can come, as had been the case under the previous administration, and make a lot of ministerial statements, because the opposition motion has to be heard before 5 p.m. Once 5 p.m. comes, the motion falls. There's no debate on it. Another thing was to bring counter motions. The government would bring a motion and debate the motion and fill up all of the time. So I think politicians, MPs, would make a decision based on what their strategy is, what they're trying to achieve, and decide whether or not to bring questions, how many to bring for, you know. Because to be honest with you, some of the questions that I heard, I'm like you have a police investigation. Well, you have a matter in which the police is involved. You come to ask the Parliament about that. Anyways, I don't want to comment too much on those things. I'm going to stay in my
The important question that I think should have been allowed to ask is in relation to the aide, Nicholas Friday's position in the government. I think that should have been answered to kind of give people an understanding of what he hears and what he does not hear, basically. I think that would have been fair. I think that could have been fair. That could have been allowed. That is a simple, easily answered question.
All right.
In my opinion.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to wrap it up here this morning, as we do have an interview with Kenton. So
okay. All right.
He's already here. So we're going to get into it. All right. So thank you again for your commentary this morning, and we look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
Kenton, me and you on them headline again. You remember the one with the threatening journalist? Boy, you know. I call it to Maxi. Boy, girl.
All right, let's see you tomorrow.
It easy.
Okay? Have a good one. All righty. So with that, we are heading on out of this segment. And as mentioned, yes, we have an interview coming up with Kenton Chance in a few. So stay tuned for that. It's Activated Mornings here on WEFM. Time here in SVG, it is 8:04, quickly approaching 8:05. And our time check came through the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life,